Hi, welcome. Simon here and hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be doing a screen replacement on an iPhone 11. This is not the Pro, just a regular iPhone 11. Let's go ahead and get started. First, I recommend to turn off the phone. However, my phone is not able to turn off because the digitizer is not working. So I will be disconnecting the battery. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is to remove the two screws here. At the bottom right next to the charging port, I'll be using a Pry Tool. I think the size of this is 0.8 if I'm not mistaken, but do not quote me on this. But I think this is called the Pry Tool. Alright, once you have removed the two screws, once you have removed that, then the next thing is to pry the screen open. Alright, once the two screws are removed, let's go ahead and pry it open. Again, because you're dealing with broken glass, so this glass can be really tiny and small. It might fly into your eyes. So always safety first. Get a protective gear, protect your eyes at all times. And get a metal prying tool to start prying open the iPhone. Now what I'm doing right now is to go in between that base and the iPhone screen, and you can see that the depth of that is quite deep, so you want to pay very close attention to that. Okay, so using a metal prying tool, what I'm trying to do is to run across the glass to kind of cut the adhesive. So this adhesive here is to prevent dust or any water getting into the phone, but to remove the broken glass, you need to kind of cut that adhesive up. As you can see that the metal prying tool is not sticking all the way in. I stick it right about this much to kind of cut that adhesive up. Just gonna run across the phone. Alright, once you've cut it open, you just want to open up the phone to your right. At this point here, you want to get yourself a Try screwdriver. This is the little Y-shaped screwdriver here, or the Try shape. Go ahead and remove the screws. So I just removed the two screws here on the top. And there are three more screws here at the very bottom. Once you've removed that 5 screws, you can now remove the metal bracket. Put the metal bracket on the side. Before you disconnect that, I just want to point it out to you. You have 3 more screws to remove. There's one here. Okay, one on the top, one at the bottom, and one on the right side. That is to hold on the battery. Okay, so let me remove the one on the top. Again, I'm using the Y screwdriver here, the little Y shape or the Try shape. Right. Once you have removed the 3 screws, you then now can remove that metal bracket here. Once you have removed this L-shaped bracket, this is the battery. Go ahead and disconnect that. Once you have disconnected the battery connector, Now you can go ahead and remove the two cable for your LCD screen. Now you see this cable right here is still connected. That is the ear speaker in the front, the proximity sensor. So we need to transfer this whole piece here to that new screen. So be very gentle. And just pry it open on this side of the cable. Once you're done with that process, the next step is to go ahead and use the same Y screwdriver, the little tri shape. Go ahead and remove that screw here on the top left corner. Okay, once you've removed that screw, put it on the side. We're going to focus with the Phillips screwdriver, which is the 1.5. There are 3 screws. Go ahead and remove them. This is the top right corner, bottom right corner, and then bottom left corner. The bottom left corner screws is a bit much longer. Okay, keep that in mind. Now you can just kind of peel this thing backwards to yourself, not to remove entirely, just kind of open it up at this point. The next step is to make sure that we're going to save this little metal piece bracket. I think that is the grounding purpose. All right, it just came off. So that is the bracket that's supposed to be connected on top. I just remove it. We're going to transfer it over later on. At this point here, what I like to do is to get myself a metal prying tool to go dig all the way underneath this plastic cover. We're going to remove everything in one go. Okay. Technically, you can just kind of remove this proximity sensor alone itself. Maybe I should do that, or you can just remove everything in one go, meaning that the whole entire piece together. It looks like it's better off to just do that for my reason. Okay, I'm gonna go underneath there and remove the whole thing. All right, so remember earlier I said that we try to remove the entire piece because sometimes that the new replacement screen does not come with this bracket here, this plastic bracket. So that is the reason why I said remove the whole thing as one piece together. But for some reason my the bracket here is broke off, so I'm just going to remove the proximity sensor itself alone, like such. Okay, once you have removed that, make sure you be very gentle with that cable. They can break very easily. This is the replacement screen. It comes with the back plate, so it's kind of a full assembly. All you have to do is just to transfer this proximity sensor back together, like such, and then make sure that the thing goes back to the bracket. Okay, and just have to push them back into the bracket itself. Once you're done with that process, remember that metal piece here. I think that is kind of like a grounding purpose, so I'm not sure what this is, but I guess it's important. So let's put it back together. And you want to definitely you want to clip it in. So that's the clipper right there to push everything back together, like so, and then go back on top of it, push it in, make sure everything is aligned, all the screws are aligned together. Okay, like such. Now you can get a Phillips screwdriver. Remember the screw on the top right corner is a Phillips screwdriver, the Phillips screw. So get the screw here, put them back together. The bottom right is also a Phillips screw. Bottom left is also a Phillips screw. And the top left is the little tri Y-shaped screw. Okay, once you have everything put back together, the next step is to reconnect everything back. So again, that little cable here, all you have to do is to make sure that kind of align properly. They are kind of like Lego. Once you have the connector align as such, then you can just press it on and we just clip back together. Have your little screen here going back together as well, the connector. So put it in. And then last but not least is your battery. So the battery connector goes back together. Okay, everything is in, looks good. Get that little Y shape here. We're gonna realign underneath that LCD. I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see it, but because you remove it from the bottom here, so you should know to just put it back like such. Okay, get the little Y screw here. I'm gonna start the bottom left first. Okay, and then I'm gonna start here in the bottom right. Just take your time, you don't have to rush it. And here is the most difficult one, is right underneath that flex cable. So just be gentle with the flex cable. Do not force it too hard, you might break it. Okay, once you have that installed, get that little metal bracket back together. And here has the 5 screws that is holding it down. Starting with the bottom right. Okay, bottom left. This one is the middle. And then there's a top left corner. And then here comes the top right corner. So you have 5 screws in total, and all of them are back in place. Now the next step is to make sure you align the top here. So the top is a little slide in. All you have to do is just kind of crunch it down, slide it in first at 45-degree angle, like kind of slide it in. Once it slide in, you then can press on the side to make sure everything is being pressed down like such. Okay, and go ahead and turn on the phone. And do not forget the 2 screws right next to the charging port. And this is the Pentaloop P2. All right, it's all set. Okay, as you can see that the so it says important display message, unable to determine if your iPhone display is genuine Apple part. Go to settings for more info. So just so you guys know that the third replacement screen would actually show you that little pop-up message. And again, you know, if you want a genuine iPhone screen, then more likely you would have to go go back to Apple. But other than that, everything else is working fine. I just tested all the corner is good except the true tone color. All right, thanks for watching. If you're not sure where to buy the replacement screen, go ahead and check out the link down description below. And again, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.